Yeah, I do have a personal story. It's a little long, so I don't want to, I'll try to make it as brief as I can, but it really illustrates this. It just came to me. Um, I was at Target when I was getting coffee, and the police came out with a woman, and they were bringing her. She was handcuffed, and they were taking her out. And my heart just went out to her for some reason, and I it just grasped. I thought, oh, I wonder what happened. And so anyway, I looked through the window, and they were putting her in the police car, and something in me just said, Heather, go out. And so I did. I went out, and I said to the police, I said, I'm not interfering here, but I just have to ask you a question. What did she take? Or what did she do? I said to the guys at the Starbucks, I go, what happened? He said, she stole something. So I went out and I said, what can I ask what she took? And he said, I guess. And so I said to the woman, I said, what did you take? And she said, I took a loaf of bread and a bag of diapers. And I just couldn't believe it. And there's two officers, a young one and an old one. And the older one looked at me, and he was like shocked as I was for a second, and the younger one says, well, it's still wrong. You just, you did wrong. So I said, sir, if you would, you let me pay for this and let her go? He said, ma'am, you're interfering with justice. I said, sir, you're interfering with mercy. I'm asking, if I pay for this, could we let her go? She's not taking something for herself. She's taking something for her children. And so the older gentleman, they talk, and the older gentleman comes over and he goes, this is very unusual, but yes, we'll let you do that this time. And so I walk in the store, there I go, and I pay. And she's like, I walk out, and she's holding me and hugging me and hugging me. And she says, now this is even worse. She says, you have no idea what you just did. I had to leave my children at home to come to the store to get them food. And if I'd have gone to prison or jail, they would have been home alone. I couldn't believe it. I was so just absolutely stunned. So I'll never forget that. When you just said that, that story just came flooding into my mind. I'm like, oh my God. It's just so what happened. It was precious. Thank you.
Thank you, Mel. I trust that the story Heather just shared is the perfect illustration of what we're reading about. It speaks about being a perfect witness to the power of love and justice. I think Heather and the woman and all involved were witnesses. Clearly, you need not perceive in every circumstance that this is true, nor need you look to your past experience within the world, which is but a shadow of all that is really happening within you. In other words, your past narratives are not the source for the power of love and justice that you're going to find in that holy moment and that holy encounter. Because the understanding that you need comes not of you, but from a larger self, which we've called the supreme self, your super self, it comes from a larger self. It's the world is but a shadow of what's really happening within you. The understanding comes from your larger self, so great and holy that he could not doubt his innocence. And we have spoken before about the doorway between how you experience yourself in the world, which is where the shadows are, and to the doorway to your soul of what is really happening within yourself, which the things that come from your larger self. And the Holy Spirit will provide those opportunities, situations. The Holy Spirit will provide doorways in which you can access that understanding that comes from your larger self. What is our part? Your special function is a call to the Holy Spirit that he may smile on you. In that moment of where you're in the doorway to your larger self, the Holy Spirit will smile on you, and his understanding will be yours. And so the Holy Spirit's special function has been fulfilled. If that's not a holy instant, then what is?